What is going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode of Pure Politics and Bullshit. That was after 7 seconds, so it doesn't really matter. And it's in the title, so it doesn't really matter anyways. Who cares? So tonight we got some special guests with us. One, of course, we have Traveling Fools with us here to share his knowledge and wisdom. Then we have a special guest, Coach Dana Asshole Holgerson. I'm surprised that I don't know how you found us. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Oh, I'm doing good. Doing good. My good friend, West Virginia buddy, Al Gore.
The man,
Yeah.
the man, the myth, the man, bear, pig legend himself, Al Gore.
Well, now, I think I need to file some stalking charges or something here.
You lost the presidency, Mr. Gore.
Yeah, I think I'm being stalked.
Is it man, bear, pig?
Yeah, well, hold on a second. Sorry, I'm doing something. Somebody just messaged me and told me they didn't get an email with the link.
Well, while
are you sending it to? Was that Nick Saban?
Yeah, it was Nick Saban. It was Nick Saban, right? He wants to come in and tell Dana Holgerson, how to coach a team.
Or Jimbo Fisher, apparently.
Nick Saban is 5'6". He's not going to do anything to me.
And Jimbo could teach Dana a thing or two.
Well, Mr. Gore, while you figure out how to use the internet you allegedly invented.
Alleged my ass. There's no alleged to it, man. I invented the damn thing.
Well, we're going to start off with something extremely positive tonight because I want to start this off in a very uplifting manner, and then we can break it down and discuss. So, DJ, roll that clip. That's me, by the way. I'm the DJ also.
Some people are always in a hurry. They run when they could walk. Race up steps when others take it slow. When Joe Biden's president, America is just going to have to keep up.
Eventually.
Driving President Trump.
Oh, man, you all better keep up. Woo! He's moving 100 miles an hour.
Well, I mean, now look, that's my buddy. and stuff. He's a friend of mine. And, now here's something that, him and I talk about this a lot. And so I've been thinking about it and thought I would share this with you guys. And that if I'm going to make a proposition to all my Republican friends that if they'll stop telling lies about Democrats, we'll stop telling the truth about them. And, so just wanted to put that out there. So you bunch of Republicans telling lies on us. So y'all quit telling lies on us, and we'll quit telling the truth on you.
What the fuck are you talking about, Mr. Gore?
I lost Al Gore about two words into that.
Yeah, I had immediate questions. And Mr. Duggar himself with that sweet, sweet voice. I don't think he realized they had his camera.
What are you doing there, you handsome fella? You.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you recognized my handsomeness and
Joe, you're not handsome. You're pretty. In fact, you're
Al.
two kinds of pretty.
I
You're
am
pretty
Al.
ugly and pretty apt to stay that way.
You need to remember something, sir. I invented the internet, and I can shut it down.
Damn it.
Now, Mr. Duggar, I have to ask, you're actually coming in quite crisp and clear tonight. It's amazing.
I put on new underwear.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know that voice could get any sexier.
Well, your audio sounds good.
Well, I put that little round thing up in front of the mic for, I don't know.
That little round thing.
That's what they're called.
That little round thing.
The wind buffer or whatever.
Yeah, the pop filter, pop screen, whatever people want to call it, that thingy. Or is it the foam thing?
I think what it's doing is, it's really picking up my is not my equipment. But anyway, I'm just having a good time, man. I watched it rain hard today. Went and hung out with the guys out there at the mechanic shop. That was fun to do. I love going and watching other people work. It's a part-time pastime of mine.
Jesus. At least he's honest about it.
Hey, I did my share. Trust me. I don't. I've been a shrimper, I've commercial fisherman. I've been a roustabout, a roughneck, tugboat hand, bodyguard.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that last one, a tugboat. Oh, tugboat. Okay. Never mind.
Whoa.
Only with you, sailor.
This
And
is
that's
a
only with you, sailor.
This is a goddamn kid-friendly show, traveling fools. You keep your mind on the goddamn better.
My bad.
He did say tug job though, I think.
Oh, I got a brilliant idea. So I invented the internet, and I've got a brilliant idea. I'm going to build a big wall, a giant firewall, and Mexico's going to pay for it. A giant firewall for the internet, so nobody can come in and bother us, and Mexico's going to pay for that. And that needs to be done.
I see. That's not being nice to Tide Guy.
Well, it'll have a door. It'll have a door.
A nice, big, beautiful door.
And the most wonderful door.
Ty Guy's white, so it's fine.
Still the best quote of all time, the best sentence ever spoken on national TV is because she'd be in jail.
Mm-hmm. Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Only Rosie.
Yeah, I don't have a cut clip of that. I should have gotten one of those. Damn it! I did not.
I tell y'all what, it's fixing to come to a head, y'all. I'm telling you. I think there's going to be some accountability. I don't know. They're trying to say everybody keeps trying to say Ray is a sleeper, but I don't believe it. He comes out with that, incriminating evidence against the Biden family once again. So, are we allowed to talk freely? Can we talk here? I think can we talk?
I think we probably just have to avoid those same two subjects that you always have to avoid.
We can talk freely as much as you want. If YouTube shuts it down or the FBI comes to our knocking on our door right now, then I can't help you with that. But
I don't fear the FBI. I did nothing wrong.
Well, neither do I.
I'm a proud liberal.
We're all
a proud
on
liberal. I have an Obama doll.
What's the saying? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. It's like
helicopters. I don't know, man. You really do got to guess. You got to watch what you say, but you think, well, they won't pay attention to this little thing, but you never know. They got that algorithm will catch a word, say, we better investigate.
Oh, someone's listening right now. They are. Someone's listening.
Well, they can't kiss my big old fat ass.
That was Mr. Duggar, FBI listening. That was Mr. Duggar, not me.
That was not me. He's lying. It was him. Look at Ben getting you up in a heartbeat, man.
This is a great intro segue because I want to start off with the, again, alleged inventor of the internet, allegedly. Because as the title has said, we've been talking about stuff like this, and people are starting to get their dues in many aspects. So what do you guys think about, have you noticed that about still Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light specifically, have lost, oh God, how many billions of dollars worth of stock?
25%.
Like they had to get downgraded. They got downgraded, for fuck's sake.
They lost over 25%.
Yeah. And Target has been down, I think, $13 billion in just like 2 to 3 weeks. Now, some of this is, economics just in general because of inflation, people not spending as much. Of course, that's going to take some impact. But I mean, if you just look at this, and this is why I have to start with the former vice president / presidential failure candidate.
The resident.
Oh
well,
God, there it is. There it is. There
I
it is.
demand a recount.
Yeah, that's not going to fucking happen. Florida can't count. This
Check.
is today. Now, this is today, so it's after hours right now, as we can see right here. This is in the last month. So Anheuser-Busch has literally just gone. They kind of peaked up today a little bit. I mean, like just a little bit. They went up today. But,
Check out Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A's taking a hit too, and so has
Oh,
Kohl's.
I bet I haven't even gone to them because I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I bet they're going to start taking a hit too after their DEI fucking.
Yeah, I heard about the Chick-fil-A thing. What was that again? I'm sorry.
They don't get it. Because they have a DEI and they're promoting wokeism also.
Oops.
You know,
Yeah, they have a.
What's Trump's favorite thing? You go woke, you go broke.
Pretty much. Hold on, sorry. Let me. I don't know why
Everything woke turns to shit.
Switch to that didn't.
You actually got him down pretty good, man.
Hold on, sorry. I was trying to pull up the other one, and that the thing fucked up on me. I'm waiting on that shirt. Actually, I have one of those shirts coming. Couldn't go woke, go broke, basically. Target. Who the fuck shops at Target, to be honest? Who the fuck shops at? Look at this shit.
A lot fewer people now.
It's like it's not like it just kind of jumps around. It's sort of just like and avalanche. And it's fucking amazing. You thought after Bud Light, people would go, maybe we shouldn't do this dumb shit. And they just keep doing it. It's like they don't learn. But that's why I had to start with Mr. Al Gore on some of this because it is some pretty interesting numbers, to say the least.
Yeah, I'll get on a private jet and fly somewhere and, burn down a bunch of kittens somewhere and a couple of puppies. Al Gore, he's right there with Mitt Romney. You know what I mean? He's two of the most fakest people in the whole world.
I take offense to that.
Yeah, I guess you do, Nadler.
You need to be talking to Dana Holgerson down there.
We're gonna call you Nadler. You keep it up.
Hey! I want to hear the former vice president's fucking advice to marketers, to stores like Target, franchises like Target and Anheuser-Busch, how to fix their shit and what other companies should do. Should they follow this trend and be woke because it's not going so well for them?
Yeah, I guess as a former vice president, I'll tell you this. So my wife used to run her mouth to me, and I'd get drunk on Bud Light, because I'm all for that, and I'd smack her. Well, she went to her doctor, and she told her doctor, she said, he keeps smacking me around. I every time he gets drunk on Bud Light, he smacks me around. And so the doctor told her, when he does that, you need to take a sip of sweet iced tea and just hold it in your mouth and swish it around, and see what happens. And so she did that. She got her some sweet iced tea, and when I came home drunk and I was going to smack her around, she had that sweet iced tea in her mouth and swishing it around in her mouth. She went back to the doctor 2 weeks later, and she looked really good, no black eyes or nothing. The doctor said, "Well, how'd it go?" And she said, "Hey, it worked like a charm." He said, "See what happens when you keep your mouth shut?" And that's all I'm going to say about that. People got to learn to keep their damn mouth shut.
See what happens when you keep your mouth shut. Oh.
No, anyway, back to the original question. So, what the hell was the original question? Bud Light.
Jesus Christ.
Well, look, I'm Al Gore. I'm all for this woke movement and all this shit. I want to see it move forward. So if we need to sell pocket bikinis so that men can stuff their weenies in them, and then all for Target and all for Bud Light supporting it. The problem is they're supporting it without the American people, right? So they're losing a lot of money. But in the same sense, to each his own, right? So to each his own. I don't like the fact that they want to put it in my face. That's the biggest thing I have with it.
That's what
I
everybody
don't
hates.
right. I don't mind. Yeah, look, if Bud Light wants to support this stuff and send money to them and help them out, that's fine. But they don't need to advertise it and promote it. And oh my God, look what we're doing for you know bullshit. Target don't have to promote it. They can have a little section in their store, or whatever. They don't have to promote the shit. That's putting it in my face, and that's what happens when you do that. You gotta learn that you're gonna lose business because you can't make everybody happy, but you've got to always keep a majority of people happy, right? You got to, or
Well,
you will you
gonna
lose your ass.
you're gonna end up alienating some people no matter what. Whenever you do a move like a marketing move like that, but
But
at least the other night, I think the other night I said it last night or maybe a week ago. It kind of came up. I said at least Target, which again I haven't. I think I've been at Target like literally once in like 10 years. I mean, I don't shop there, so I give two fucks to be honest. At least they came out and said we're in full support of this. Now, some stores have backtracked to keep the local consumers happy, but the CEO at least came out and said, no, we stand by this. We're doing this. Okay, and I'm like, okay, at least props and respect. At least they're standing by it. Where Bud Light tried to kind of back ass out of it a little bit, and that was the funnier part is because when they didn't fully support the message basically that was presented, then even fucking I think it was in Chicago specifically, I can recall 5 gay bars in Chicago even said, fuck Anheuser-Busch, we're not selling your shit anymore. I think mainly I remember that story because it was so funny because they were literally getting tag team from both ends, so to say, if you get my drift. And one of those gay bars had the best name of all time. It was called Two Bears. If you don't know what that is, Google gay bear and you'll find.
I don't want to Google gay bear.
Well, I didn't mean you had to Google. I said if you were curious.
Poor little bear.
Yeah. Hey Ben, keep your Google comments to yourself. I don't want to Google gay bear.
Well, I mean, by all means, if anyone even watches this, if they get this far in the show or comes on later and is like, what the hell are these people talking about? If people have lived under a goddamn rock, just to make sure, because Al Gore definitely does. I mean,
you got a guy promoting Satanism to children at Target. That's what that one's about. You know what I mean? You got a guy who, wears horns and saying,
yeah,
come on, Satan's got your back and that kind of shit, and then putting it on kids' clothes. That's bullshit. I think they get what they deserve.
Well, well, it's the same. It's the same as Bud Light. I mean, again, I don't know what the purpose of Bud Light was. They said, oh, we gave a can with the quote unquote influencer's face on it, and then they made a video, which again, I don't even know if that video was supposed to be made, to be honest, or if it was just put out or whatever. Again, has everyone here seen the video?
Yeah. It's horrible. Now, did you see where Bud Light has now tried to save face and they've like teamed up with, or Budweiser teamed up with Harley Davidson? It's like, and that disappoints me in Harley Davidson right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean, and look, Bud Light's always done pride stuff. That's not a problem. We have no problems with that. That type of stuff is normal for a lot of companies to support that. But that's it. Like Target coming out a month early and promoting it right in front of the store, push it on everyone, especially kids' clothing, and then just to fucking ruin Traveling Fool's night.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm...
Who the fuck even allowed that to be made?
Yeah.
Oh, that just ruined everyone's night.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
You're so welcome. I just had to do it.
But a question for FTR. Would you?
Absolutely not. I don't
You
even
know
watch.
he would. He'd be
No,
donkey
absolutely
punching
not.
the shit out of that
I
dude.
don't even. I absolutely not. Two, if you don't even have to be a sports fan, and I don't even watch basketball, but if you don't know what March Madness is, why would anyone even make a video going?
He offended Ben Sportsman. Ben the Sportsman.
Well, you know, I made a point.
Mr. Duggar just got kicked from the stream. Goodbye, no, I'm kidding.
I made a point that, I mean, the thing that pissed so many people off was just the way that, I mean, he basically just runs around mocking women. It's not even the fact. If it was somebody who was like being serious and trying to do it, it would be totally different. But the way he creates like it's a silly game or something, and like he's
it's the most stereotypical fucking
exactly.
exaggeration of a woman, basically.
Right, he tries to play, you know, the stereotypical woman, and you know, it's just ridiculous.
Damsel in distress, like mouse.
Right. Yeah. Very annoying.
That's all the asshole has to say over there.
Well,
you know, I think wasting air on that guy to begin with is you know, not good for anybody. You know, I mean, they made their bed, hint, let them lay in it. I mean, you know, this is one nation under God, and it only goes so far. I don't care what you do or who you go to bedroom with. That's between you and who you're going to bed with, or any way you want to conduct you got to be on a one-on-one basis with God, or what entity, or even if you don't believe in nothing but a plum, I don't give a shit. It's just a one-on-one thing, you know. You're responsible for your actions, and you know, and if somebody doesn't want you around them doing that kind of stuff around kids, everybody should look towards our kids and protect them against people like that. You know, like people at Target and stuff like that. That's when the villages should uprise with their pitchforks and go slay the monster. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest and serious with you guys. This is honest to goodness, truthfully happened today. So, staying here with my wife's aunt, right? And there's some kids around the stuff. One of the little girls came home from school today and looked at me and my wife and said, so this little girl at school's got two mommies. I want two mommies. How come I can't have two mommies? Because they're a lesbian couple and they adopted her. And
we put two and two together.
I'm so happy you guys broke that down.
I know that, but I'm just saying, what the hell do you say? All right, so this girl is 7 years old. What do I say to a 7-year-old?
Not everybody has two mommies, Carol.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to tiptoe around this Ben issue. You know what I mean? That's bullshit.
I just think we have to look at what it does to our kids, what it does to the kids, and things like that.
Well, I have a story. My son is 15. His girlfriend broke up with him 2 months ago. She told him, she came to him and said, I'm non-binary, I'm asexual, and named off like 3 different things or whatever. And that can change week to week. So I want to know if you're going to be okay with it. And my son said, I have no idea what you're talking about. So he goes, I guess he kind of broke up with her because he goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to block your number.
That was
really nice of her to let him know that she's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nothing good was going to come of that, I'm sure.
Right. And as far as the business part of this, any business, you know, you want to stay neutral. You don't want to, you know, I think that's what people don't understand on the other side is, you know, go into the store or watching sports or ESPN and stuff like that, that's an escape from all the political stuff and the culture wars and shit like that, right? It's like Michael Jordan was asked back in the day when he was playing, why don't you talk about politics? And he said, because Republicans buy shoes too, you know. And that's true. I mean, people don't care about that. And when you want to promote politics and culture wars, people aren't going to like it. They're not going to buy your shit. They're going to. I mean, it's just capitalism. It's the way it works.
Well, that's Kevin O'Leary has come out a lot lately, especially and been talking about it. And Mr. What the fuck his name is, Shark Tank guy, Kevin O'Leary. Even he's like, yeah, why would you do this to your company? No sane company would try so hard to appease like one section or one half of their customers. The whole point is they're the company. They're supposed to make money. Like, why would they do that? I mean, he has an idea, but I mean, he's speaking out a lot too because he's like, these people are idiots. I mean, that's the man you listen to. He has some money behind him to, he has some insight into what he's talking about.
Well, I've always thought that, money is green no matter who it comes from. I'm right there with you. I don't understand why any company would go out there and just like purposely try to. Okay, first off, you're catering to, I mean, what is it, 1%?
Not literally. Well, of actual LGBT, or is it the other part of it?
Well, okay, so what's the percentage of the whole alphabet?
It is growing. Unfortunately, in the youth, apparently, it is growing a ton. That's because people are exposed to it and they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They're just becoming
It's a trend.
Yeah. It's basically, that's kind of what it is to me. It seems like a trend. I think the actual population is like what, 6%, maybe total.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, even 6%,
one or even two.
No, I could see that being the whole, everybody, including
everyone,
including the youth that fits.
That includes quote unquote like even bisexual. Saying like 6%.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if you did, I'd just say 4 to 6%. I mean, I'm sure they beef that number up just a little bit.
Probably.
But okay, I'm with everybody else that, I mean, everybody should be treated like a human being. Everybody should be respected. I mean, if I sit down and at the dinner table and it's like the Monty Python skit, from now on I want you to call me Loretta. I'm going to sit there and go, okay, Loretta, what's up? But I mean, I'm not going to sit there and pretend that Loretta is actually a real woman. But I'll at least be respectable and say, okay, I'll call you Loretta. I really don't give a damn. I'm not going to purposely insult somebody or not insult. You know what I mean? I'll call you whatever the hell you want me to call you.
But when a corporation comes out and literally tries to alienate like 50% of its market or disrespect their beliefs or whatever, or push it on them that they don't want to know, they don't want to deal with, it makes no sense.
Well, it's like,
Sorry.
what if you walked into Target? Like, what if Target decided one month, it's NRA month, and right when you walked in, there was all these displays of kids' shirts with NR, of the other side would flip out too, right?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I mean, even myself, I'd probably be like, yeah, that's probably not the most appropriate thing to have kids toting around NRA shirts,
Why?
I'm just going to say, even me, I'd say that's probably not the most appropriate. But exactly, the other side, the left side would go, you can't fucking do that. But if you say it against pride or whatever, then you're a fucking racist, homophobic bigot.
So let me push back on that. Let me push back on that. Why would it be inappropriate for a child to be wearing an NRA shirt? I mean, I can understand, like, on the other side, what's wrong with the NRA? In reality, all they do is protect gun rights and protect gun owners.
There's nothing. Let me make my stance real clear, and then I want Mr. Duggar to get in here because I have no problem. I was a former member. I let my membership expire. Unfortunately, I've been actually meaning to renew it. I was a member of the NRA. I'm a gun owner. I have no problem with that. You know that. I've been in the military. I have no problems with that. To have like a 6, 7-year-old running around with an NRA shirt, again, it's like the same thing with trans stuff. If they don't understand it or know much about it, you don't need to promote it. But at least I think it would be less confusing to them because at least you can go, this is the National Rifle Association.
Well, I guess
I mean, at least you could explain it to them in a simpler term than, hey, there's unlimited genders because it's all a spectrum and confuse the fuck out of them. So, I mean, at least it'd be easier to explain. That's for sure.
I guess my only point was not if it was right or wrong, but just, there's hypocrites on both sides of everything, and they would be just as much as hypocrites because they would be offended by it, and they would cause this big stir. It'd probably be topics on CNN and politicians would be talk about it. It's the same shit.
It's basically we're right, they're wrong. It should be done deal. But
Right.
I'm sure they feel the same way. So give and take. We're all on one little spinning rock in the middle of fucking space.
Right.
And we got, a few thousand people that decide if we get to live or not. They got fingers on weapons that could blow us to hell. So who knows, They've been trying, they try to lead the people like cattle, run narratives on us all the time. It's just another power grab by, placing somebody trying to keep a division up. So, make them weaker, try to split the herd, so to speak.
Right.
That's all it's about. If you really want to know the truth, it's about weakening the herd so they can do a takeover. You know what I mean? What they want one government. They just want one government. Whole world, globalists. They want this flat Earth to be just one flat Earth.
And I thought for sure fools would bring up flat Earth before you done it.
I tried, bro. I tried to beat him. I did. I took that on.
Okay. There's no. I'll save a segment next week for flat Earth if we want to get into that shit.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The whole thing. The whole Mulvaney, the guy that looks like a girl drinking Bud Light. It's all about creating a narrative to cause division. And
don't make me play it again.
And then they use that to distract from some other thing like Hunter's briefcase.
I'm afraid
the FBI. What's going on in Congress. Back when I was a kid, if there was something going down like what's going down in Congress right now about the weaponization of the FBI, it'd be on every fucking channel.
Did y'all see his picture?
Because I had my cartoons on.
No, I see this, Mr. I invented Al Gore.
FTL. I'm not.
I'm afraid to ask what this is. This is going to be banned from YouTube. Finally, if this gets me banned from YouTube, you get a gold sticker. I will.
Good.
I have no idea what it is. I'm afraid. Oh well, that's a goddamn perfect segue. That's a goddamn brilliant segue. I love that photo. Because that puts us in a perfect segue almost to finish this topic because there's a lot more shit we need to talk about, but that's a perfect segue. Thank you very much, inventor of Al Gore.
Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible. Fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch. Have a
beautiful segue. Beautiful fucking segue. That was actually perfect.
Did you happen to see the one that I made that was like a comedy? It didn't really hit. Nobody thought it was that funny, but I thought it was hilarious.
Pull it up if you got it. I mean, I don't think I saw it. So actually, I'd probably find it fucking hysterical to be honest.
Well, hang on. I can if I send it to your Twitter. Can you?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah, do that, and I'll see what I can do. We'll work on getting it up. I'll work on getting it.
No, it's pretty. It was just kind of a comedy. I don't know. It didn't hit. Some things do, some things don't.
Yeah. No. Of course.
But I thought it was hilarious. I think you'd. Here you go. I'll text it to you.
Anybody been watching memes on Benny
Or
Johnson?
actually, oh shit, I can't do that.
Well, plus they don't text it to me because I won't be able to try to share it on screen.
Well, how the hell do I send it to you then?
Email?
I don't know.
All right, yeah, email. That's a good idea.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, Mr. Duggar.
Boom.
Damn. Al Gore disappeared. That's why. He would have
There's Ronnie. There's Ronnie. You know, we're only one generation away.
All right. Well, while we're working on
there you go. I just emailed it to you. It's just a link. I put it on my Twitter. It's just cheesy, stupid, but I thought it was funny.
All right. Well, someone else take control.
We're talking about chicks with dicks here. Does anybody think it's ironic I married a girl named Nancy?
Come on, Joey. Make me question. Come on, what?
So okay, I got something we can talk about for a second. Has anybody watched that? I think you did. Well, I won't. Heck, I don't even know what am I supposed to call you. I Coach Dana. Yeah, I think you watched it. But that what was it, Matt?
Whatever.
What was Matt Walsh's little movie he did? What is a Woman? Has everybody watched that yet?
The funniest part is that when he's talking to that one on the street, and he was talking to her, he's like, well, what is a cat? You're not a cat, so what's a cat? Because he was saying nobody can ask that question unless they're a woman or a trans woman. And he said, okay, well, you're not a cat. What's a cat? And she goes, I think I made a mistake here. And she walked off.
Right. That when he goes to, what was it, Africa? And he's like interviewing that tribe in Africa. And they're like I think it was Africa, but they're like totally like, what are you talking about? And then they're all laughing. He's like, can a man or a woman have a penis? And they're like, ha 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 ha, like
it was Africa, because also with after that was amazing. Plus, no one could even answer the goddamn question, as simple as it really seems to be. Because then Africa did the same thing when Kamala Harris went over there and fucking ran her mouth trying to like give money for humanitarian reasons, but promoting LGBTQ. And they're I can't remember the country. The president came out basically on a show later and was like, "Fuck that! Like fuck that! We don't want your money. Other countries give us money for farming, weapons, security, and here they are fucking throwing around their fucking gay rights and shit, And he's like, "Fuck that." I was like, that man makes tons of sense.
Well, I mean, I don't agree with these, a lot of these countries in the way that they treat these people.
No, exactly. As well. I agree with what he said. It's like other places are giving money to help our country as a whole. And here comes the U.S. going, we need to push our morals and promote our quote unquote values on you. That's the difference. And I'm like, I 100% agree. They're like, we don't want this. Don't push it on.
You've traveled around a lot and stuff like that. And I mean, it's kind of like you just got to be respectful when you go to, because I've been to many places that, I mean, they ain't down with that, and I feel bad for people who are, but I mean, the old saying, when in Rome, fuck a Roman, it really does like mean something there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Africa, several times, and for, over 15, 16 month time period, multiple times, like rotating for work and stuff. It's like, yeah, I mean, yes, there are gay people there, but yes, they are much more conservative-ish in general sense. And they just don't believe in this whole, the average person that in the countries I've been to, I'm not going to say all Africans in general, obviously, but.
Well, most Muslim countries at all.
Well, exactly, that too. You just can't go push a narrative for, again, just like we talk about here, is potentially a tiny percentage, very tiny percentage of the actual population of the country.
Well, here's my main thing. It's like, I don't care what adults do. I think everybody here is in agreement. Adults can do whatever they want. Just don't bring the kids into it. And then two, you're asking me to participate in this because they put it all on the TikTok and YouTube of somebody with the dick moaning and groaning about how they have to go and get a cervical cancer test tomorrow. Like, you're asking me to participate in just Fantasy world ridiculous.
I can't unsee that shit.
Yeah, like when I'm a woman, but I have to go get a colonoscopy. A colonoscopy tomorrow. It's like,
Well, I think that's exactly with the coach over here is exactly. It's like,
right.
Look, as adults, do what you want to do. No, I mean, after attacking the adults or the whatever, it's the pushing the narrative on younger and younger people. And to be honest, as I think we've all said multiple times, it's just confusing the fuck out of kids.
Well, what do you think? What do you think the actual like what's the purpose of the agenda on the younger children? I have my theory, but what do you think the purpose is of what they're doing?
It could be multiple things, to be honest. I don't know if it's just a weakening of the, like almost like the backbones of the country, because a lot of them are turning like, oh no, I'm a woman now, and like becoming. Is it just trying to be divisive and division, like in the country of going, no, we're all gonna, and trying to like cause this explosion of diversity, division even more. I don't really know exactly what the fuck it is,
but do you think
or is it to downgrade maybe the population growth of the current American population? Because as we just discussed, if you're not here, most of the countries that I'm aware of, as I think we'd all agree also, are not really down for this. So
right.
Here's what I think.
Okay, you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go. You go first. I wanted to hear other people's opinions anyway.
Well, here's what I think. So, like, I know when I was a kid, 3, 4 years old, my parents had videos of me like dressed up in a dress, playing with mom's makeup or whatever. Just as a kid, just playing around. Not anything.
Okay. Before you all go laughing at this is
Josephina over here.
That's not abnormal as like a young kid. Or even like say like Halloween, you go as like a hooker or something like that.
Hey, Mr. Duggar, were there ever videos of you dressed up like a little girl?
I have 3 older brothers that you'd have been able to find me with the blood spots. My 3 older brothers would have killed me.
Now, there's the difference.
Oh, hell no.
So I was an only child, So mom, she was a stay-at-home mom for many, many years, and so it was just me and mom.
I'm gonna get you a bigger shovel for Christmas.
But here's the thing about it. So in today's world, if a 3 or 4 year old does that, they want to start looking at them and saying, well, they might be gay, and you might need to respect that and start doing things that are gay with him. And I wasn't gay, obviously, but that's what I see coming out of all this. He's
not gay, but he's still a cross-dresser.
That's right. Just because I wear my. Hey, listen, I'm a free man. But no, seriously, I think that there's people out there that want to go after kids that are just play actor, just having fun, right? And saying, well, they might be gay, and so you need to start respecting that and start treating them as if they are gay. And if they want to wear dresses, maybe you need to put them in a dress and send them to school. And you might want to talk about changing their sex. That's where this is going, and that's bullshit. That's where this is going, in my opinion.
Maybe if you wear a dress, your nuts won't sweat. Maybe there.
Well, they didn't. That's what I said. I'm a free man. So yeah.
Oh my God.
He's not. He's not gay. His boyfriend is.
His boyfriend.
That's right. My boyfriend's gay. So, but I mean, shit. I was just a 3 or 4 year old kid that playing with his mom and just having fun, right? And she's out with the video camera laughing because I'm dressed up like a little girl, but she didn't start saying, well, maybe we need to respect him and respect his wishes and start putting dresses on him and sending him to school. No,
chop your pecker off and send
my
you on the
dad
way.
got home and beat my ass for wearing that dress. You know, I mean, so I mean, it's just I don't know, different world today than what what we grew up in. Well,
Definitely a
His
different
dad
world.
asked him, he goes, "Why are you in that dress?" He said, "Well, damn, Dad, I had the shoes in the purse."
That's right. Yeah. Today I carry a Merce. So
Oh man.
All right, no more word salad bullshit with the. I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about.
well, at least I'm not like FTR up here. I don't watch gay bear porn.
It got started by Joey's admission that he was
Two
dressed
Bears. That's a great name for a gay bar. It is Two Bears. That's a great name. I will give him credit for that. That is a great name.
Oh jeez.
So is the Aristocrat Club, but
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us.
That's your punishment for talking back to me. That was your
The
punishment.
blue oyster, but you know.
I thought you said blue wall. Oh God, I just threw it in my mouth.
No, the blue oyster. Remember from Police Academy? That's where they send.
I was thinking of the blue waffle. Don't Google that. Do not Google that. Do not Google that. I just about threw up in my mouth thinking about it. I was like, I saw old photo memories of like Google images. I was like,
I make that joke about the blue oyster all the time. I'm glad somebody.
Yeah, nobody. I make it too. Nobody ever gets it.
Nobody ever gets it.
So does that say more about everyone else or just you?
It just says
Well,
that
I mean,
There's three of us that got it.
What are you trying to say about the rest of us?
you didn't watch Police Academy.
You didn't watch the Police Academy, dude.
All right, next topic, and I want to let you guys go off on this because I know all of you have such strong held opinions for this. Title IX is still under attack, I believe, right? That's his last words. I've never heard a conviction on Title IX, right, from Congress or anything. As far as I'm aware, everyone's supportive of the change. At least the current administration is.
To digital currency? Is that what you're talking about?
What? Title IX. Don't you know what Title IX is in sports, Mr. W?
Yeah, well, it's sex discrimination. So
Yeah, but it helps protect women's sports. Title IX helps protect women's sports. You know, something women fought for.
Yeah, that's stupid. It can only go one way.
Well,
you're born a biological man, and it should be, if you were born biological man, you can't play women's sports. I don't care if you had a tuck and a turn and the best doctor out there. You were born a biological man, and you're out.
Well, again,
there's Donald Trump gave a speech. I don't remember when it was. I can remember it though, that he was talking about transgender, and all of a sudden women's records are being broken like crazy. It used to be that women, could bench press 120 pounds. Now all of a sudden they're bench pressing 220 pounds. And it's just, the transgender people getting in there performing women's sports. Look, a man has I don't give a shit. A man has no business performing in a women's sports. If you're born a man, you're a man. You've got the physical body of a man. You don't have any business performing in women's sports. Same thing for a woman. If just because she got as a dick, don't mean she's going to be in the NBA anytime soon.
Well, you don't ever see it going the other way. You don't see that woman breaking records in men's sports.
No. Right. Well, again, to his point, most of the men that are breaking these records too, if you look at their history, probably place like 30th, 40th in male sports. Now they go to women's that are placing first. And as to experience of like being in the military, guess what? The military has two standards, a male and female category for physical fitness. The women have to do less, run slower, etc., etc. Why is that? It's not because it's sexist. It's because literally anatomy says women are different, same as men are different. So regardless of I'm going to be a woman today, doesn't make you a fucking woman. I'm sorry. This is when I need Matt Walsh on here right now.
I think we're all in agreement. Actually,
Now, I think 99.99999 people are in agreement that that's wrong. I mean, okay, if they want to play sports, let them have their own, even if it's only two of them competing against each other, but let them have their own thing.
there you go.
We're in a country. We're in a country right now where minority is ruling everything. Right? If somebody looks at you and all, if a black person looks at you and says you're racist, then all of a sudden you're racist. Period. You not be able to argue that. He just thinks you're racist. Period.
I just thought a good comeback to that though. Because
And if a man says they're a woman, if you tell them they're different, you're just scum of the earth. We're living in a world where we got to recognize the little man, the minority, right? Which is fine. I think that's great to recognize them. Let them have their say, but they don't need to run the country.
Cops kill more white people. White people were slaves too. Black people used to own slaves. Let it go. It's over 100 years ago. Everybody that was there, whatever, they had been dead for a long time.
Well,
concentrate on the people that are enslaved right now.
Yeah, you tell them, you racist prick. You tell them. I'm so mad. No, I mean it's the truth. That is absolutely the truth though. What Doug was saying is exactly the truth. We've got it to where we're so scared that that we don't want to be idolized as a racist or not idolized, but identified as a racist person or a bigot or sexist or anything like that. So we all walk this thin line of, oh my God, we can't say that. And that's bullshit.
That's the difference, like to Fool's point, to the 99% agree on the sports issue. That's the problem with the other side. 99% of the other side disagrees with it too. But they'll just say stuff like, well, what's the big deal? It's not bothering you. Because that's the other side plays the team sports way more than the other side.
I want my trophy.
Right. Yeah. Well, no. And Coach makes a great point. It's because you look at even pro athletes that are saying, oh, no, let them play. It's like, you've already made your money. So you don't give two shits what happens to the younger kids at this point because you already made your money. And then the 99%, though, that are against it, unfortunately, the loudest voices win the argument because no one else wants to speak up because, as you said, Mr. Inventor of Al Gore, you don't want to be called a racist or a bigot. But you are starting to see parents fight back. You are starting to see a lot of parents fight back, even in fucking weird states like California. Because there was a story, maybe some of you heard this. And so I think this is something to take to heart, is that there was he was a junior, the boy, trans woman, biological male, was a junior, started identifying as a girl like 2 years prior. Came in third place in a regional high school girls track meet, basically, which bumped, obviously, the fourth place girl out of the state because it was the top three were going to go on and play for a state title. That girl was a senior who had come off of literally a broken hip the year before. So she was making a comeback year. Well, she didn't go to state because of that. Well, there were parents there protesting. After that, that boy didn't show up to state. He didn't even go. He was like, yeah, I'm not going to participate. Basically, he fucked her and then didn't even show up. So I was like, yeah, the parents are fighting back. The parents, even in California, are fucking fighting back about this because you just took maybe her away, maybe even a scholarship eventually for her. You're not just talking about a sport or a trophy. You're talking about even college scholarships, future potential of all these other things that they are potentially taking away from actual girls that have worked their whole damn lives towards.
Right.
No, it's ridiculous. And women's sports will just go away. I mean, women will stop competing in these things when the more and more that this grows, and they're just going to stop competing. So then you're going to have just a bunch of dudes running around playing women's sports.
I wish I did have some cuts of. There was a great one I saw. I mean, a great one in a bad way. There was that one where I think most of you probably seen it, where the trans woman, so it's a biological male, spikes the volleyball and literally like concusses and breaks the girl's nose in volleyball because she was not used to that. Kind of a hit. Then there was another one where the trans woman, biological male, concusses a trans male who is a woman trying to be a male, concusses, knocks her out and sends her to the hospital playing hockey. I was like, this is what happens. Well, this is the shit that people are afraid of, is that you don't intend to hurt the other person, but this is the shit's going to happen. Or the UFC fighter that choked out the other one, the woman,
well, it goes back.
I'm getting heated. Someone take it away. I'm getting heated.
Well,
it goes back to who are the science deniers here? Because it's just, I mean, basic biology. Men and women have different bone structure, muscle mass. I mean, so here we are back again, having to deny biology and science. Like who are the wackos here?
Well, Title IX came along, and it just wasn't written right. But Title IX came along, and it really did a lot of good for women's sports, right? It did. It did a lot of good for women's sports, because now all of a sudden, universities would put all their money into men's sports, and they wasn't putting nothing into women's sports. And now they got to put some money into women's sports, if they're federally funded. If they're not private universities, they have to do that. And that's a good thing. But the problem is they did not word Title IX right, because Title IX, I can't remember the exact wording, but basically says that on the basis of sex, you cannot be excluded from participation in any sport or in anything. And so therefore, if a man becomes a woman and wants to join the women's swim team, well, you can't discriminate against him, because that's against Title IX. That's against Title IX. The way that Title IX is written, it would be against it. So that's the problem, is it wasn't written right. It does great things for women's sports, and especially in when you get to college and stuff, and these colleges are federally financed and get all this money. And they were putting all the money in men's sports, because that's where you make money, right? And that's where you get the fan support. But now they got to give it in women's sports. That's what Title IX was originally supposed to do, and that's the good side of it. The bad side of it is now all of a sudden it's being perverted.
Yeah. Well, I heard that the women actually get a bigger percentage of the overall haul than men do, because they do make so much more in men's, but the pool of the money they're getting paid out of by the women's is, they draw less, but having only so much in the pool that they're getting a percentage of for the athletes, and the other part for the management team or whatever, the owners or whatever, the players, the female players, actually getting a bigger percentage of the overhead haul, overall haul, even though they're not making $6 million, or whatever. The percentage of the overall what their sport brings in is, so I mean, it's just.
Well, I think they're looking at. I think those numbers are probably looking at it on a per capita basis. So
yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's just overall the men bring in more, so their percentage of the take of the overall is actually less than what the women get from their side of the money.
Who was it? Wake Forest or Vanderbilt had a female extra point kicker or somebody like that. Not
Vanderbilt.
Look, I'm okay. Right. I'm okay with that. I'm
No,
all
remember
for
when
that.
she went out there right at first and just like shanked that? It was like horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then she did make one. She became the first female, and I'm like, that's great. That's great. But she's a kicker. She's not a linebacker. You know.
Right. I think that's great, and that's where Title IX comes into play. If she wasn't allowed to be on that football field as a female, kicking that football, then I would have thought that's wrong. If she's able to do it and she can beat out the starting kicker, then albeit so let
Yeah, I
her
haven't
do
got
it.
a problem with that.
Yeah,
But
I
now
mean,
if
that's
she's
fine.
not,
Vandy literally had open competition, and that was who they could find because they
Right.
had no one else literally.
But if you
Where
get
I
a
have a
defensive
problem-
end come around the corner and totally knock her tits off, don't blame him.
where I have a problem with it though is that wrestler all of a sudden goes and buys him a bikini with a dick pocket in it, and he wants to join the women's swim team. That's totally different, and I am not for that.
That is, you're talking Leah Thomas, right? The swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I respect the hell out of Riley Gaines, the one who they said they tied, but literally they told her you can't win because it'll look better if the male wins. That was some absolute bullshit. And
Yeah,
now
how
she's
does that look
like
better?
a fucking bigot, you know. I'm like,
Yeah, I
what?
know.
I like the way that she actually stood up and made a big stink about it.
Oh, she's been threatened, harassed, fucking bullied, fucking.
Oh yeah, did you see they like took her? They wouldn't let her leave that one building. You know
for like 3 to 5
they basically
hours.
held her
Like,
hostage. Basically.
Do you want to see? This is the man I respect, and I've never heard much about him since then. He just did this one thing just to kind of prove how absolutely ludicrous some of this is. And you guys probably maybe have seen the story about this guy. This was, I think, 2 to 3 months ago. Really, this happened. But this guy is a professional. He is a weightlifting trainer for like 20 years. He went to the women's event in Canada one day and just said, I'm a woman today. And they're like, okay, you can compete. And then he smashed their fucking records. And then he walked out and was like, thanks. And just walked out. He just said, I feel like a woman today. And they let him compete. And he broke the record of all the women in this region in Alberta, I believe it was. And do you know who the record holder was? A trans woman. And then he went in and smashed her record while she stood by and watched. And now she was pissed off about her going, I did the process. I went through all this and this. And he just comes in and it's like, well, that's how crazy your laws are. Is that literally this guy can walk in and say, I feel like a woman. And compete in the women's category. He did it just, despite to show how ridiculous it was. And this man, he deserves a fucking medal. Absolute medal.
Well, here's the reality to me is that the way the society is now, a lot of people are afraid to speak their mind for getting or called this or that. But here's the reality. Not enough women speak up against this and stand up against it. Not enough.
They're
at some point,
kicking in gear, I think.
Right. At some point, my opinion is like, okay, fine. Well, if y'all aren't going to stand up and speak out about it, well, fuck it. Let them take all your records.
No, that's true. That's true. I think there are not enough people sticking up, but I think you're seeing a lot more of it. As like we just said about that, I was talking about that girl in California who did a comeback year and lost out on going to state in her final year for a boy, and all the parents were even going, okay, this is getting fucking ridiculous. And I think you're going to start seeing a more uptick of it.
Well, people have to stand up. Otherwise, they're just going to let this circus just roll right into town.
First day back in office, Trump will fix that.
That's what he said the other night in the town hall. I didn't get to watch all of it. Also, a lot of it was blocked. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it last night with Sean Hannity. He did a town hall in Iowa or whatever, and they went over a little bit. Of course, he did the political thing, like a lot of people do, and kind of talked about a bunch of things around it. But yeah, he's not happy about it, obviously, for obvious reasons.
I love it when Ben Shapiro looks at them lefties and goes, tell me what is a woman? And then he'll go, give him his spiel, and they just feel so dumb after he tells them, you're born with a PP, a male PP appendage, you're a male. You're born with a female.
Uh-oh. There goes Mr. Duggar. We were just complimenting Mr. Duggar on his.
I heard penis. I heard penis, and then
no matter what you do, salt.
But yeah, no, because
I think I want to go to that place like where that weightlifter went and say, "I identify as a billionaire. Cash this fucking check."
Well, yeah,
well,
that's
know,
what
that South Park thing they did about this though, where it was what was it, a strong woman, where it was like that was absolutely hilarious.
I think it was. It was something.
Who was it? It was it Randy Savage, basically.
Yeah.
I'm strong, woman.
Yeah, no, but it was Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh identifies, a woman as basically a biological female with the ability to reproduce or get pregnant, basically. That or with the ability, as in like maybe they can't for some whatever, a disease or an injury or something. But the point is, he said they can, but something went wrong. But the point is, a man cannot. That is how you define it. But yeah, no one can fucking define it. They're like, well, it's just, that's how I identify. I'm like, that is not what a woman is. I'm sorry. That is not what a woman is.
I don't know, man. It's a subject that just befuddles me that we're even having to discuss what a woman is and what a man is, and then somebody sat there trying to tell me, "Oh no, Robert identifies as a woman, and you can't deny him that right in life to be a woman. He's a woman."
That's where I'm at right now, is just thinking like this is all a work on all of us,
Exactly.
Like who would have thought 15 years ago, when people were arguing about policy, taxes, and if we should go to war or not, and budgets and shit like that. Now everything's falling to shit. We're over here fucking arguing about if a woman needs a prostate exam or not.
Right. Or if our government is running a pedophile ring, I mean, come on.
Or there's some of those TikTokers that have been showed like with Shapiro and stuff too, and Matt Walsh too, where they're like, people are male, trans women, some males are like, oh my God, I think I'm having my period. And they're like having like stomach pains, and people are like, that's not what that is.
I think there's someone I think there's someone in the
you drink a lot of red
there's something in the back room that
I see something that I'm terrified to show it. It looks scary.
It's something for TF.
Uh-oh.
So
wait, what do we have? What's going on?
Delivery.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I will say that's a fucking physique, though. That is a physique.
I cannot unsee that.
But he loves travel.
I knew it was scary. I saw it and I was like, oh God, this does not look good.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see if I can increase it a little bit here so that y'all can see it.
I was about to fucking remove it, but since you had this new man, I'll leave it. I mean, it's got full coverage. That's like tuck proof, I think, according to Target.
Yeah.
Or it might not be enough. I'm not sure.
As Fool's lawyer, I will have to litigate if you don't take that down immediately.
I noticed TF is
slander, pure and simple, Your Honor. TF was taken unaware by this photo on a show that he was gladly participating in, unaware that he was going to be attacked and slandered like this, Your Honor. We demand $1 million.
No. He screenshotted that and is printing it right now.
Yeah.
We still want $1 million.
Oh God.
That's discrimination.
Oh God.
Don't make me go for 2. I'll get it.
I don't know if that made my night or ruined it. I'm not sure.
That
It's
hurt.
kind of 50-50, I guess.
That fucking hurt.
That fucking hurt. What's gonna hurt? If you didn't like the Dylan Mulvaney one, this next one's gonna really hurt you, Mr. Duggar. So
If you play that Bud Light commercial again, I swear to God,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got
Bastard.
you asked for it. You asked for it. I deliver. So Trump and DeSantis are going back and forth. And Trump has been putting out a lot of ads. They said he's put out more money already in ads than he did in the whole, 2022 midterms, for Republicans, like in support financially. So there's a new ad, which actually I didn't see it until a couple days ago. That's kind of what caught my attention. And it was just because, as in my notes, a certain quote unquote trans, I use quote unquote influencer heavily, much with the other individual Mulvaney we just saw, unless you want me to play it again to remind you who that is.
all right, I'm getting tired.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucked
Well,
up.
here it is. Here it is. Just watch this and tell me what you think, because I like the speech, not the speech, but the talking points the influencer, quote unquote, give after seeing this ad, because it makes absolutely no goddamn sense. Which, again, this is the smallest minority, screaming out the loudest.
It's an invasion of America. Streets flooded with poison, killing millions. Enemies and tyrants on opposite sides of the globe laugh at us. Wars threaten us. The threat of nuclear annihilation, once forgotten, is now real again. America's weakness has become their strength. The global elitists who send your kids to war, who tell you a woman is a man and a man is a woman.
Several days later.
Friends, less fun video today than I would have hoped. I found out that Donald Trump used me and my gorgeous friend Dylan in his most recent advertisement, and I saw it, and I kind of fell apart. And I didn't want to tell you that because I didn't want to look weak, and it's like, what's different, because it is different, because it's personal and it's also different.
It's also different. I don't want to cry online today because it's what the fuck are you talking about? You put yourself online. It's called the internet. Fucking, I cry online all the time. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Imagine,
it was the most ridiculous fucking video follow-up I've ever seen. I think it was just, it goes on for another 3 or 4 minutes, but I cut it off there. That was enough.
Yeah, that's absolutely repulsive.
That hurt my head.
I hope he makes another video of that video. That would be awesome.
Oh, God. I mean, it was just, again, if you go online and you are trying to be this quote unquote, again, influencer, and you put yourself out there in these situations, if someone uses your picture or whatever, like that little ad showed, apparently that was a legitimate Trump ad. I don't know if that was an AI made one. We don't know. I didn't look that heavily into it, but I mean, regardless, who gives a fuck? It's not like it named you or something that I'm aware of. So why would you come out and be like, oh my God, it's personal now? Who gives a shit? No one would know that was fucking you, I don't think.
It's like the chick known as the crying Karen. The little short bitch with the glasses screaming, no, when Trump got elected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that chick. Go on, man.
Oh, those are classic.
She ought to be fucking famous. I wonder what happened to her, man. I'd like to get her. How's Biden doing for you?
I don't think she ever
really find her honest. What is your honest thoughts on the job Biden has done in the state of our country? How do you feel about the state of our country under Biden's leadership? And
Oh fuck! We lost a douchebag from the channel. We lost a douchebag. I'll let him back if he changes his fucking photo because he's being an asshole. It's a goddamn sexy photo, though. I will say that. It's a good looking person. A good looking individual.
I smelled my finger. I'm too fucking easy tonight. I'm way too stoned to be talking to you guys.
Yeah, I think someone else is pretty drunk below me over here. That's why he's on the bottom, notably.
Hell, I'll be honest, man. I was, I'm taking them damn classes, and I finished up with them at like 4:30 this evening. And the first thing I did was pop a top on a can of Twisted Tea, and I'm on my second 12 pack. So yeah, I'm
good Lord.
fired up.
Yeah.
Hey, he was gonna go for one. Go for it.
Twisted Tea, what a pussy!
I couldn't imagine drinking 12 Twisted Teas.
I know, right? I was two of them maybe, but after that, my stomach would probably be like, "Fuck you."
Gurgled. Yeah, you're like, "What the fuck are you thinking?"
Yeah, there's a little too much of Twisted Tea on that one.
Well, I think I need to give me some George Dickel or Jack Daniels or something.
Treat yourself, man.
Jack Daniels, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Man. Shit. Well, guys, it's been fun. I think I'm going to bed.
Joey's like, well, 16 Twisted Teas.
Yeah. That's got nothing to do with it. I drank 16. I'd have to tie a hose to my packer because I'd be peeing all night, man. 16 and some bitches.
Yeah, that's about
just
how.
Put
how
a plastic sheet in the bed and pass out.
There you go.
Wake up in a sauna.
It is the truth. These some bitches will make you piss like a damn racehorse, man.
Well, there's 16 ounces.
They're 12-ounce cans.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my bladder's 16 ounces, but it's 12-ounce cans.
Treat yourself, Joey. Get you a bottle of Basil Hayden. That's some good sipping whiskey.
Hey, Mr. Duggar. As a lawyer, you should know you should not be name dropping stuff, especially talking about Frank over here.
Squeeze me. Oh.
I'd sue him for libel, Frank.
Yeah. Calls himself an attorney.
Jesus, I feel right.
I never called myself an attorney, sir.
The goddamn New Mexico bar.
I'm a YouTube specialist, law specialist.
Yeah, and Mr. Duggar, I will say, is the best damn YouTube lawyer on YouTube.
I think I'm the only one.
Well, you're the only one I have.
Yeah, I think so. That I know of, yeah.
Just send me retainers of good weed, and we'll
I was just about to say, if only Edward puts you on retainer.
Edward, I helped him out one night, and his show went very smooth. I'd get on their ass. I'd say, and I'd say, I got the power tonight. I'm the one here telling you to quit being stupid. And she ran off and left. Remember that girl, that crazy Rose, what her name is?
I can't stand that woman.
Oh, that motherfucker, man.
So annoying. I've had to tell her so many times to time everybody out. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Is Edward still awake? Because if he is, someone message him and tell him to get his ass on here. That'd be just hysterical at this point in time.
But you have to email him. So
someone email him. I don't have his fucking.
I don't have his email. I would never give him mine.
That's your talking about him. He will show up.
I mean, if I'm trying to get this channel banned, that's the best one to do is just invite Edward on. I think at this point.
Oh my God.
No. Getting Edward on won't ban your channel. Putting Edward in charge of it will ban your channel.
Well, that's not
now,
happen.
Hello, Miss Boogly 792.
Edward said so.
Watch me drop a poo right here on Edward's show.
Yeah, it's always.
You gotta promise me you won't do that. You promise me you won't do that.
No. Edward will not be on camera. I will not be allowing that.
But yeah, that's always the best. It's just so random. He'll just be like,
"Yeah, hey, now do you promise not to pee bomb me?" And they're like, "Oh, I promise."
I promise. Oh, I gotta
remember
go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys.
the first time I went on. The first time I went on Edward's stream, I thought I was going to have to get a letter from Congress to get in there because he was like, "All right, give me a thumbs up, Joey. Okay, now salute me. All right, now wave your hand. Give me a wave." And it kept going on and on and on with this shit to make sure I wasn't some video, of somebody trying to get in. And I was like, "Okay, so I'm finally in the stream, And then like 2 weeks later, hell, anybody was coming in there, and it was just a total shit show.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
dude,
but Foles nailed it on the names. Like he would be like, hey, butt chugger 127999.
Promise your butt won't be chugging.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. I feel sorry for the guy. He said, from what I understand, he said that he sent an appeal to YouTube to get his channel back. So, I just keep waiting.
Yeah.
I don't see him. I don't see him getting it back. I mean, after a 3-minute live spit roast, playing on the thing.
Oh my God.
I just don't see it happening.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe he didn't just at least put an overlay up or something.
Were you watching it when it happened?
Oh yeah, I was live watching it. I was like, oh my God, and everybody, it was like, as soon as that guy's like, oh, my camera doesn't work, I can't turn it on, but I promise you, I'm legitimate. And then the guy talks Edward into going away, and Edward's like, okay, well, I'll be right back, and he leaves the room. I'm like, oh no, here we get, and then there it was. It was like, oh God,
Mr. Duggan. The title of the show was, "I'm only letting on people I know." Within 5 minutes, he let on a show.
Yeah, I know. I was there for a little bit. I remember I just left when I went and did something and came back and it was gone.
This is why the only person that's allowed to be on camera on this show is Mr. Duggar, just to show us the sweet tits. That's about it.
Watch it, Ben. I have people in your neighborhood that I can have you hit. Really.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some.
He might be the one that's coming to get you, so you best
just for you, Mr. Duggar.
I'll shove a Budweiser can up your ass.
Ben, you showed your flag carrier a while ago for after the Donald Trump video, but that was your flag carrier that was on there, wasn't it? He was like proud.
What? Are we name dropping again? Why are we keeping name dropping?
I called you FTR, didn't I? Oh, FTR.
No, you didn't.
No.
That's them twisted tees talking.
God damn it! This stream is going off the fucking rails.
Fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex up there, FTR.
What happened when you let a hillbilly in here named Frank?
What's the next topic then?
Well, that was really the main topics. Goddamn, that's taking over an hour, almost an hour and a half.
So what do you think about the Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis?
Yeah,
how do you think that's going to play out?
That was kind of the final topic. That was kind of the final topic a little bit, really, because some polls right now are kind of showing Trump up almost 40 points over DeSantis. Right. Now, of course, this is all going to change. It's early, but I'm like,
yeah, it's going to get worse for the sanctimonious.
Ron DeSanctimonious is going out here. He's spreading a bunch of lies about me.
I'm going to hit him with so many laughs, he's going to beg me for a right.
I think the problem with DeSantis is he waited a little bit. I know it's not super late to start running, which he obviously has now. It's kind of like a lot of other people that are running, but it's also not. It's get their name out there for maybe future bids, but also get cabinet spots maybe or high level spots. Get noticed. But it's hard when you're going up against literally a former president.
Well, it's hard when you're going up against Donald Trump. But
just in general, it's hard to compete. So it's It's I don't know. I don't know if he's
He'll
hoping
probably
maybe
end up being
a VP spot. Maybe I don't know what he. I guess I mean he's really trying, but I don't know if he's hoping for a VP spot. Maybe I don't know if he even take that. I have no idea.
he'll end up being his vice presidential candidate when it's all said and done.
See, I thought Trump would go after Lake.
That ain't never going to happen.
Arizona governor. You know,
DeSantis will never be in the White House ever. He's a globalist. He's part of it. He's a player. He's one of the deep state players.
Yeah, I thought Trump would play.
He's their backup mole, Republican mole, in case they got to have somebody to take over like Bush. He's another Bush. That's what DeSantis is. Okay, so he'll never see the White House. Okay, ever, never. But anyway. That's my thought on it. I think it was doomed from the moment that they found out they cheated in the elections and they weaponized the FBI against the American people. It's going downhill for them. And the people. There's an awakening. You speaking about woke? No, there's an awakening. 62% of the Americans right now, voting age people, think that there was cheating in our election. Okay, that's not me. That's all statistics. All right, so I'm telling you that if they ever get Democrats out of the office, they'll never be voted back in because of what has gone down.
Well, what poll was that? Because there's a lot of different polls, but every poll now shows Trump won over DeSantis and over Biden.
Absolutely.
That's like ABC, CNN, MSNBC.
I'm talking about
Pew Research, all that shit too. They all show the same.
Absolutely. Every one of them believe. Everybody says. When the NBC comes out and says that Trump is beating by 39 points,
MSNBC.
It's probably 44 points. You know what I mean?
Well,
so, I mean, he's slamming him. The people, they're tired of the shit. They pushed him too much. They Bud Light one too many times.
I think a lot of people realize that. A lot of people, not everyone. I mean, of course, not everyone, but a lot of people that voted for Biden before, a lot of them have obviously dropped out off the Biden wagon.
Buyer's remorse.
They're like, well, this guy didn't do shit. We just didn't like Trump. They're like, man, this guy sucks. They don't like Trump necessarily, but they're like, well, this is a bad choice.
I like the people who still try to defend Biden. They're like, "Oh, he's doing such a great job."
Really?
Like, what is he doing?
Have you
I had to cut you off. That should have been the first sign immediately.
Well, the thing I'll say about DeSantis, I get it, but what you're saying, Mr. Duggar, but policy-wise, I don't disagree with that many of his policies. And he turned, Florida was a swing state. It was 50-50.
Like I said, he's a mole. He's got to play a part, bro.
Well, he turned the whole Florida state red.
Exactly. He's got to play the part.
There's almost zero state representatives that are, he's gone out there and he's changed people's from
exactly. He's running it the way it should be run, like a conservative Republican should. But he's a globalist. He's a mole. He's laying in wait.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this from experience. Most of the people in Florida, Florida loves Ron DeSantis, but Florida loves Donald Trump. So I'm really curious. I spend a lot of time there, and that's where I'm from. So, but Florida loves Donald Trump, and a lot of Florida people are feeling like DeSantis has kind of thrown them out to dry. And
he's showing his colors is what he's doing.
I think, if Ron DeSantis can't win Florida, he's fucked.
Well, this is my point. This is where I agree with Al Gore. Mr. West Virginia.
Or Frank Green.
A lot of this stuff is politics. Or Frank Green now. You look at Kamala and Joe, right? Back in the debates for the primary for the Democrats. Kamala Harris went up there and called him a racist old piece of shit in every fucking debate.
Yeah.
And he picks her for it's just politics. What they're doing, Ron DeSantis knows, in my opinion. I think this is a work. I think it's like WWE or wrestling.
Exactly.
This is a work between Donald Trump and DeSantis, because here Trump gets one term, and then DeSantis can be vice president, and you're looking from 2024, and then DeSantis for 8 years. I think it's just him building a base, building money, building voters and stuff like that. And then when Trump wins, he's already got DeSantis has his base across the country. Trump has his bigger base. And then what better to do to guarantee a win? Pick Ron DeSantis and in 4 years he's running for president. I don't think he's this global like MAGA people are calling him a pedophile on Twitter. Like 8 months ago, those same MAGA people were calling him America's governor. And now all of a sudden he's Satan.
Dude, he's done a great job as governor.
Yeah, he has. Just like
a sleeper, I'm telling you.
I like the guy, but he ran on a total the only reason he won was hanging on to Trump's coat heels. I mean, he was just right there, right behind him the whole time.
And that's my point. What he beat a guy by 20,000 votes.
Right, barely won.
Who got caught sniffing meth off a gay prostitute's asshole. Like, that's how close.
Yeah.
That's how close Florida has always been,
Right.
He's made that thing more red than Texas.
Oh, it's the reddest state in the United States, I would say, at this point.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But I still don't think he can beat Trump. I still think Trump will win Florida.
Oh yeah, I think DeSantis knows that. He looked like FTR was saying, these polls are insane. I mean,
one of these days y'all gonna say that Mr. Duggar's a smart fucker, man. You'll see.
I mean,
he'll never ever get in the White House as vice president or president.
Everyone knew DeSantis was going to run. Everyone knew DeSantis was going to run even long before he actually announced. But as soon as Trump was quote unquote, was indicted in New York, his poll numbers shot through the roof. There's still one or two more of quote unquote bullshit indictments or whatever of anything that's still not actually criminal, that'll keep him from running. People are looking at that and going, they're trying to crucify him for the dumbest things
they can find.
Come on,
yeah,
man.
The dumbest things, at most, fines or whatever. Because the same thing they're alleging he did, Hillary Clinton did, and no one gave a fuck. He paid
what they're trying to do, they're trying to set these up, and I mean, all this stuff's going to happen during the campaign. All these court dates are going to happen. They're trying to set him up to where the whole time he's campaigning for president, when it's actually really matters, not now, that he's in court.
Yeah, which is funny because
it's obvious.
It's so funny if you watch news stories from say a year ago. If you go back and you watch some of these stories about people saying, "Oh, they're just bringing up these allegations now to interfere with elections." This is Democrats saying this, not on a level, but district attorneys say running for re-election, Democratic district attorneys. Oh, the news is now bringing up this case against us because of this alleged whatever. That's called election interference. I'm like, that's shocking. Isn't that what Democrats are doing now? If you go back and you watch, it's just a repeat of history, just the opposite side. One side gets blasted for doing it, the other side doesn't. That's the hypocrisy.
Well, that Fools nailed it 100%. You remember how there was always these rumors for a year, 2 years, New York's going to indict him any day now for a year or two. Well, lawyers pointed this out on the timing of when they actually did it, because in New York, those cases usually take about 18 to 20 months to go to trial. So
Right.
they basically timed it to where he's going to go to trial in fall of 2024.
Yeah, right as the heat of the election is going on,
Right.
he's going to be put in trial, and they're going to keep him there as much as they can because he's going to have to be there, and he will not be able to be campaigning. Now he'll still beat that. He'll leave there, get on his big jet, and fly and campaign because I know that's what he's going to do. He's going to leave court that day, fly campaign, fly back, and be back at court the next morning.
They also have to still prove after the first, I think it'll be the second, I guess, initial hearing of, are they still within even jurisdiction of, time, to even bring.
Well, no, they changed the law just because of this case.
No, I know. But they're still, everyone says that this will probably just get thrown out. But I'm like, yeah, exactly, though. Way to fucking dick like an entire election cycle, basically.
That is election interference, right there.
Anytime they don't like something, they change a law or even a meaning of a word like vaccine. They change the whole meaning of the word vaccine to fit a narrative. Abort subject. Abort. Look. It's not like both sides don't dick around a little bit here and there. Of course they do. It's for advantage. But when you literally say, we're charging him with this, we're going to do something we've never done legally before, we're going to take a misdemeanor, as I love to only charge misdemeanors, not felonies, I'm going to bootstrap this shit into 34 felonies, and I'm going to try to fuck over an election cycle because you interfered with election by not telling people about this, but now I'm going to do that to you. That is the epitome of just the most bullshit thing I maybe ever heard. It's just like, what? Yeah, they just come out and tell you what they're going to do. They're not even hiding it anymore.
Well, people are seeing that. That's why you've seen the revolts coming around. We didn't even broach or bring up or talk about or have on the agenda, for instance, democratic cities and immigration. Because fuck me, that's a whole different shit show going on now. That's a whole different shit show.
Yeah, they want you to forget 3 years ago Washington, D.C. was on fire. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I love that too. It's like the whole J6 thing, and they act like, oh, it was but they don't even want to talk about, when more police officers and Secret Service agents and everything were injured. What, you had a bunch of guys, burning the church down right there by the thing, trying to get into the White House to murder the president. I don't even want to finish the sentence, but but a bunch of people walking around in a bullhorns on their heads, laughing and putting their feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk is like, oh my God, it was the worst thing ever.
They still keep saying that police were murdered on J6.
I'm
like,
so tired of hearing that.
Were there a couple of police officers injured? I'm sure that there were some scuffles and some minor squibs, but the one officer, especially, they keep saying they died, but then the video shows later that that officer was walking around fine. So has anything been concluded to show that that officer didn't have?
Yeah, there's none were killed in the Capitol that day.
Don't know, and people just keep saying, "Oh, police were murdered." And I'm like, all right.
No, they say they go on there and they say 7 people died that day. And no, okay, so one woman got shot by Capitol Police. Somebody else apparently died after injuries of getting knocked down or something out there. Yeah. An old woman or something. Somebody had a heart attack in DC that was like walking around doing something and had a heart attack and died. So they counted that one too. Had nothing to do with any of it.
Did you see the guy who just got 18 years in prison and he wasn't even there? He just talked about it online.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Was it 18 months or 18 years?
It was 18 years, bro.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I saw that. How is that possible?
Right. And here's the hypocrisy. I remember you did a show, Fools, and Pete was on there. I think Mr. Duggar was on there. And we were talking. It's when Joe Biden made that statement about what are your guns going to do? We have fighter jets. What are you gonna?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, remember that, Mr. Duggar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
So here's where they wrap themselves in a pretzel and sound like fucking retards. On one instance, they say, "What are you going to do with your guns? We have fighter jets." And on the other hand, they say that little old ladies and people with horns almost took over the country.
Right.
I'm going to say one thing too. What was like? Oh shit! Did I go CRS? Yes, I did.
You always go CRS, Mr. Duggar.
I did, man. I'm sorry, guys. It was really pertinent to the discussion too. I'm sure. What was it?
That's because you got Dunlop disease. You got Dunlop disease.
Yeah.
My lawyer.
Was it fighter jets or?
No, yeah, it was something like that. No, the creepiest thing. What is the creepiest thing that's happened during Biden's presidency? Do y'all think?
How many children were sniffed?
Nope, that's not it. Next, I got the creepiest thing, and everybody will agree.
The guy.
Let's just hear it.
Yeah.
When he did his speech in the red lights, like the devil.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's the creepy. That was some creepy shit, bro. That was like some Roman shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just tired of the double standard of like talking points. This is the most evil day in the country's history. It's like, was it?
Right.
Oh, they got up and said that it was worse than 9/11.
I know. Pearl Harbor, 9/11. It was like, Jesus Christ.
No, 3,000 people died when the CIA blew up that building.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I've really got to go. My dog's wanting out, so I'm.
Well, I thought you already left, Joey. Just to be honest.
Are we fucking name dropping again?
I was saying earlier.
Frank's got to go pee.
Well, no, I don't have to pee. My dog does though. But yeah. Anyway,
no, Frank has had too many twisted teas, and
I'm gonna.
He calls his little thing.
I'm gonna give my final word. I'm gonna give my final word real quick, okay? Because we talked about a lot of stuff tonight, but I'm gonna go back to one thing that we talked about, and this is my final word. So we talked about Title IX and sex discrimination and all that, right? And how they're perverting Title IX to make it sound like, hey, a man can participate in women's sports. So I've decided that I'm taking my kids to my grandkids to Lone Star Steakhouse next week because next Tuesday their kids eat free. And I'm ordering me chicken nuggets and some water, and each of them is going to have a steak and a beer. And, and they better not tell me that they're not old enough because that's age discrimination, and I'm going to pervert that one. So, love you guys.
I hope you film it.
Take a stand.
Yeah, take a stand. That's right. I can take a stand just like everybody else. Nah. All right, love you guys. I'm going to go let my dog out.
All right, see you, buddy.
Later.
All right, see y'all later.
All right, Frank. You big fucking.
Bye, Frank.
I'd love to see him in there with like the shaman's horns and shit, demanding those chicken nuggets and.
I won't chicken nuggets, motherfucker.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, Frank did make a good point. We covered a lot, and this one actually a little longer. We didn't talk about. Yeah, there's a great topic for next week. Is I'll write that down. Immigration issue, because that's been a big story the last week and a half, 2 weeks, especially. It's been starting to blow up even more, and I just love that. Even again, people, you get what you vote for, are now pushing back, going, "Whoa, what the fuck? We didn't even touch that." So that itself could be a fucking show because it is. It's funny to watch.
Well, you should get for that show. You should get Bill Clinton's one of his inauguration speeches when he talks about immigration. He says the exact same thing that Donald Trump said.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean,
people
before they voted for wall and border security in 94, 95.
Well, do you remember when they called Obama they used to call Obama the deporter in chief? I mean, he was worse than Trump was.
He was the cage guy.
Yes, yeah, he
Cage
built
them like
the cages.
monkeys, goddammit!
He built the cages, you know, and then that was the beauty when they tried to make all those videos, or those, you know, putting the pictures up saying, "Look what Donald Trump's doing," and it turned out they were pictures from when Obama was president.
From Obama's terms, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore goes on his show. He's like, "Oh, kids in cages, Trump kids in cages, with the cages that Obama built."
Right.
You know, it's just so stupid.
People are morons, man. I mean, people really are dumb, and they believe anything, and they just jump on these, you know, just because some celebrity or some, you know, but he says something, and they all jump on it and just follow right along.
Because Orange Man's bad.
Yeah. There's an interview of Obama towards the end of his presidency when he was talking about, you know, they asked him something about a third term, you know, if he could. And he was like, well, my third term, I wouldn't want to. I would like to be behind the scenes and kind of, you know.
Kind of sitting in the basement.
Yeah, kind of like that's exactly what's happening right now. This is all the stuff when he was president and what he, you know, he was against gay marriage and all that stuff when he was running.
Oh, yeah.
And then he did.
As he winked at Mike.
Yeah. This is his third term. 100%.
Yeah, Hillary was going to be his third term, but now this is it.
Well, no, that was the funnier part, though. He didn't even fucking,
is it?
quote unquote, back Biden. He was, I think he was like, this guy's a fucking idiot. I mean, you know, him himself didn't back Biden. He was like, ooh.
I actually think Trump's still president. You know, he passed a lot of laws about when being invaded by a foreign country and having somebody mess in our elections. Didn't he kind of have a little bill that kind of like turned the authority over?
See, I don't believe that one.
What do they call that? Not a color revolution, but oh shit. Cash Patel actually got a book Nick called that. God darn it. CRS shit. It's for real.
Oh, there's a whole different topic we could go into.
Yeah, I'll be more prepared because that's pretty heavy shit, dude. You know?
Yeah.
And, we can talk about something about that and some other topic a little bit here. We'll offline, maybe as a future show, but I think it is. We've touched a bunch tonight. It's gone on for quite a while. There's been some good topics, and you know,
we'll dig it.
And hey, here's Dylan Mulvaney one more time. I'm kidding.
I'm reporting this channel tomorrow.
I think we're gonna boycott this son of a bitch.
You probably should. That might be the best for everyone's sanity, to be honest. Even my own. But no, I want to thank you guys as usual. I'm not going to review the stream. We're just going to end it here in a second, and you know, we can discuss what we want to talk about offline. But to everyone who's tuned in, thank you for stopping by, listening to us. Share this out with your friends on your social media if you like it. Definitely hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, helps the channel out. Hit that notification bell, as we'll try to do this weekly and different topics, as well as maybe our politically incorrect chat on other evenings, if possible. Those might be more sporadic. Could just be me ranting and raving about nonsense that I just don't like. Hey, some people like that shit. Whatever. Maybe I'll be in the mood. But TF, any final word for the night? TF is pissing off his back porch, apparently. Mr. Duggar, any final words?
Yes, his channel.
Oh, shit, I was muted. Sorry.
Yes, this channel does not endorse any statement made by anybody on the panel or in chat, nor does it certify that they agree with any of this stuff. It is only for entertainment only, and if you take it serious, you're an idiot.
Well, that's some goddamn good legal advice.
Well, that's why he's the best YouTube lawyer on YouTube.
Oh, it's good. TF is zipped up now.
Well, I'm really glad that I wasn't actually going to come up. I've been busier than a cat covering shit with a broke paw, but today, but I wanted to come up and hang out with the boys, and I really enjoyed it. And I'll try not to smoke so much weed next time, so I can be a little more articulate.
Or show up in a wife beater on camera at the very beginning.
That's not a wife beater, bro. They got, they got one of them get her done shirts on. That's
I like it. You realize your camera was on all of a sudden. You're like, oh shit.
I don't give a shit.
Oh god.
But anyway, I know you're checking me out, you motherfucker. Quit it.
Everyone, please.
Time to quit, fools.
Check out his stuff, and he's the best lawyer if you can afford him on YouTube.
That's it. All right, buddy. I'm gonna get out of here then. You going to the back for a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just keeping you guys on stream. We're just gonna get final words, and then we'll wrap it up. So that's why I was like, Mr. Duggar, TF, any final thoughts or words of the night?
No, I don't really have much to say as far as final words. It was fun hanging out. It was a lot of good laughs. Not really. Not really. Had fun. Look forward to doing another one.
Well, God damn it, TF! You let me down so many.
Well, you
times.
Sound disappointing. I mean, what do you say? We kind of covered
teared
everything.
up over the fucking mic, man.
I know, Dad. Like, damn, man. I mean, it was a lot of fun. People don't listen to what the media is telling you. Keep your, tinfoil hats on. I would definitely recommend. And
there you go.
Yeah,
that's what I like to hear. Keep the tinfoil hat on. I like that. There we go. That's positivity, right?
You'll have it on a T-shirt tomorrow.
Traveling Fools told us to wear tinfoil. Coach Asshole. How about you?
Well, I'm going to go the Mr. Duggar route. I love everybody. Jesus,
there you go,
baby. And even though
my side.
And even though we found out tonight that Joey used to wear dresses, I love Joey too.
We're name dropping again.
Oh, fucking! I hope he's listening. I hope he heard that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and get some sound bites out of this.
He's trying to be a cross-dressing IRS agent. I know he won't.
There's some good little sound clip nuggets, I'm sure, throughout this.
Oh my god! Yeah, I used to wear dresses. That's a clip you gotta clip.
All you have to do, TF, if you clip any of these and share it, you have to just promote the channel at least and tell people where to send it so they can come and join in the fun.
No problemo.
So again, anyone who's watched this is going to see it later on. Someone's still watching, I think. Appreciate it. As usual, we're going to try this every week. And the politically incorrect discussions randomly, we'll figure out more of a schedule on that. That'll be on my end. So again, appreciate though you guys dropping in, and thank you to the panel here, as well as Frank / Ronald Reagan / Al Gore / whoever the fuck he wanted to be tonight. He was all over the fucking place. So appreciate it. And until next week, we'll see you next time on The Faceless Truth.
Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.